Far more than we think. Making Sense of Spirituality by Angelo. Chapter 64. Stairway to Heaven. I mentioned in a previous chapter the importance of the number 7 in numerology. As well as the 7 chakras, there are countless references to this number throughout religious and spiritual writing. It therefore seems appropriate for me to try to summarize the previous chapters into 7 key stages. I hesitate to use the word steps because in no way should these stages be seen as an alternative to the 12-step recovery programs that are the universal solution for addiction. This is simply my way of trying to capture the whole picture in 7 stages, which we can easily relate to and perhaps use as a measure of where we are in our own lives. I'm going to use the natural progression of the chakras as the framework for the journey. The root chakra stage, part 1. This is the basic yet crucial stage of recognizing and accepting that we are body, mind and spirit. We see that energy is the foundation of everything, and also how our own thoughts and beliefs directly impact our experience of life. We are able to identify our ego as distinct from our spirit, and this opens the door just enough to make a beginning. Acceptance of these things lays the foundation for all of the other stages and provides the roots for our spiritual growth. Sacral chakra stage, part 2. Once we see the ego for what it is, we can take steps to honestly look at what is driving our behavior. We can use the spectrum of spirit as a yardstick against which we can honestly measure where we are. We see that unconditional love is the direction in which to grow, and we discover the serenity that comes from living in the present moment of now, rather than in the past or future. We begin to experiment with spiritual laws and observe inexplicable changes in our daily experience of life. We begin to see life as a game rather than as an assault course. Solar plexus chakra stage, part 3. We discover that science is supporting spirituality rather than opposing it. We see how the subconscious mind has held us back and kept us locked into a cycle of fear based on habitual behaviors. We see how the mind is creative in the sense that it can access the unified field and also direct and control the biology of our bodies. We see the eternal nature of spirit as opposed to the finite bookends of an individual physical life. We start to develop a personal model that makes sense of all that we see. Heart chakra stage, part 4. Armed with a new sense of purpose, we commit to daily spiritual practice in order to help us grow. We give priority to meditation and prayer in our busy lives, and we work to positively change our subconscious programming. We take time to be of service to others because we know that it will not only help them but also help us along our path. We watch out for our errors and we make good when and where we can. We learn from our mistakes in order to fuel yet more growth. We become self-forgiving and above all, we become self-loving and self-nurturing. Throat chakra stage, part 5. We begin to use our new spiritual principles in all aspects of our lives, from health to wealth, to careers, to relationships, to parenting, to leisure time, to our attitude about the media, and to society at large. We see the way to grow is to let go of the things that were preventing our growth in the first place. We begin to live as love, as often as we remember to, and every upset and setback in life is a reminder that unconditional love is our purpose. We experience freedom, perhaps for the first time ever, and we realize we are finally playing the real game of life. There's nothing to fear and nothing to lose. The idea of heaven on earth starts to become a reality. Third eye chakra stage, part 6. Our wisdom grows as a result of our spiritual practice, and we see that everyone has a unique view of life and that the vast majority of those views are obscured. We see how religion has inadvertently distorted spirituality and created division and disunity instead of harmony. We accept that our view is not perfect either, and we become prepared and willing to change seats and see things from different perspectives. We accept the views of everyone without judgment, and we gently try to encourage a broader perspective. We neither oppose nor endorse anyone. We allow our own spirituality to shine, whatever the circumstances, and we set an example rather than issue judgments and corrections. We feel safe and secure in our own humility, and life becomes an experience of happiness and freedom. And finally, the crown chakra stage, part 7. The crown chakra is at the very top of the head, but having reached the crown stage, we find that it's just an opening to an infinite world of possibilities for endless growth. However spiritual we may think we are, the reality is that there is far, far more to it than we ever thought possible. We never arrive because there is no destination. We are continually vigilant of our own fearful ego, which continues to try to take back control and quickly will do so if we let up on our practice. Spirituality becomes the core and the main purpose of our lives. We find that we are well and truly on the stairway to heaven. The amazing and exciting thing about spirituality is that at whatever stage we may be, there's always scope for further change and growth. My observation has been that the more we grow, the more wonderful life becomes. This has been my experience, and the experience of many others, and the same kind of journey is freely available and open to every single one of us, if that's what we choose for ourselves. We are all one, and therefore I would love as many people as possible to find their own way to heaven. We are each far more than we think.